How's it going, guys? Welcome to Ambro's Landscaping YouTube channel. In today's video, I thought it'd be really fun to do a short little video recapping 2019 and all the pieces of equipment that we demoed. Most of the pieces that we've demoed last year, we've done full reviews on, but there were a few that we have not even touched bases. So I thought it'd be really cool to recap 2019 and showcase which ones were our best and our worst. So we will keep it simple, to the point, and only highlight some of the key features of what I liked about each product. So to start off this video, let's go ahead and talk about the best of 2019. And the first one I want to give credit to is the Cub Cadet Pro Z972. This just overall was one beast of a mower, and I think really Cub Cadet came out swinging last year when it came to their Pro Z lineup. The mower's cut quality was really nice, especially in really fine grass. The mower did lay down some pretty nice lines because it did have a striping kit. The one thing I did not like about the overall look of the stripe was the dual wheel marks it left in the back, just because of the gap it had between the dual wheels. One thing that really grabbed the attention to a lot of guys was the steering wheel on the mower, and I know a lot of guys weren't too sure if they would like the steering wheel or not. Personally, for me, if I was maintaining 25-degree slopes and I needed a mower like this, I would prefer to go with a steering wheel over a traditional stick zero turn. If you guys have a lot of bad turnover rate with employees, or you just hire kind of summer rate kind of guys, where you're not wanting to constantly train them on zero turns, then throwing them on a steering wheel zero turn is very beneficial. You had a lot more traction up in the front because with the steering wheel, you control the front wheels rather than the zero turn with traditional sticks controls on the back wheels, so you would typically slide out and lose traction. One of the new features that Cub Cadet actually added to the mower since last we demoed it was this automatic leveling seat. So instead of when you hit on pretty steep hillsides, when you sit there and lean on the very edge of the seat, now the seat automatically does that, which is just really cool. And overall, the mower did handle pretty well on hillsides for the ones that we tested, so Cub Cadet gets in the best list. The next two items on the best list for 2019 is the Husqvarna battery-powered hedge trimmers. These things were done to me, and honestly, guys, I can't tell you how much I love these things. Because of these, I have not used any kind of gas-powered trimmers since last year. So for me, I am completely 100% full on board with using battery-powered hedge trimmers, that is. Still not too sold on the blowers or the string trimmers, but hopefully we'll get there in the next couple of years. The batteries themselves actually last pretty long. I have the large and the smaller one, and those two batteries alone can get me a full day of hedge trimming. Of course, it just depends on what you're trimming, but since the trimmer's not running while you're setting it down, if you're doing any kind of movement or cleaning up, it's saving the battery life a lot there. So overall, the batteries do really well. And probably the biggest benefit of batteries is how quiet they are. I can show up to a client's yard pretty early in the morning or late at night if we're getting a little bit behind and be trimming and not disrupt my clients. When it comes to best product of 2019 that was sent to me, I have to give it to Husqvarna. These trimmers were just absolutely amazing. The quality of them and so much, like I said, enough for me to switch over from gas powered to battery. So next we're gonna move into the next category, which is not the best, but not the worst. It's just like right there in the middle, but it's not enough to put them in the best and the worst. So the first thing I wanna talk about is the Husqvarna Mower 430X. This was a cool little gadget that was sent to me from Husqvarna. The idea and the concept of it is really nice, but for me being a professional lawn care guy, I would prefer to see some zero turn striping in my backyard rather than this little guy. Another thing I don't like about it is running the wire. You can get it professionally done, but one of the problems in my area is that we have these moles and bowls that cut like little tunnels through the ground. And when they come up onto these wires, they'll cut them. And when it does that, it loses connection. So the automower doesn't know where the boundaries are, which is kind of a problem. And then you have to go and search to where the vole or mole actually chewed that up. But overall, it's a cool little machine. But for me, like I said, I'm just gonna throw it right there in that mutual spot. Next on the mutual spot is of course the 𝐒𝐓𝐃 Pro Stance 48-inch mower. There was a lot of things I really did like about this, but there was a lot more downsides I think to it. The overall build of the mower was really nice, and I think 𝐒𝐓𝐃 does build a good mower, but it does have its drawbacks. One of the things I didn't mention in the review video that I had posted was the platform. When you sit on the platform, you kind of sit straight up rather than facing or leaning more forward like you would see in other traditional zero turns. But luckily, 𝐒𝐓𝐃 did adjust that on the new Pro Stance with the platform, making it a few degrees more. Another thing I did not like about the mower was the overall weight of it. It was fairly heavy compared to the walkers that we used. Luckily on the new Pro Stance, 𝐒𝐓𝐃 again did shave about 100 pounds off, which is much needed, especially in my area. The one thing I gave 𝐒𝐓𝐃 a really hard time about was the fuel gauge location. To me, the fuel gauge location is pretty important just because I had my guys constantly running out of gas as far away from the truck as you could possibly get. So having the gauge and a nice, easy to see location was really nice. This is something that they finally did fix on the new Pro Stance. It took my rep talking to an engineer saying, hey, can you guys just cut a little hole in the top platform so you can see down into the fuel gauge, which they luckily did, so you're welcome, world. And really the reason why it's in the mutual is because Gravely has addressed a lot of these problems that I had with the previous model. So that's why I'm not gonna give Gravely too hard of a time in this video as well. Now, the last item that's in the mutual category is another Husqvarna product, which is the 525 HF3S, which is one of the only model numbers I can remember. I have done a full review on this, so be sure to go check that out. Personally, for me, I'm not really a biggest fan of pull trimmers that don't articulate. They work better in my business, but the reason why I put this in this category was, of course, not too long after we started using it, the carburetor started acting up and it needs to be adjusted, which is just a pain because this was a fairly new trimmer that we didn't put that much time on. So the fact that it already needs to be adjusted already. And of course, I haven't fixed it just because we had the battery power stuff sent to us. And like I said, I haven't touched battery since last year. So in general, we're gonna throw it right in the middle. So last we've reached the worst category, and luckily we only have one item, but I think this one really deserves the crown for the worst item of 2019, which is the Weibang mini debris loader. This one was kind of a letdown. I was really hoping that this thing was going to work out really well. The overall suction and power of it was just not as strong as what we needed it. We need something with at least a 13 to 15 horsepower for what we're doing. The overall time it took for this machine to get a job done, it was just a lot faster to do everything by hand. One of the biggest selling points was, of course, the size and the weight of it, was that you can actually by yourself load this up to a truck or trailer, which I struggle doing that with my trucks and trailers since they sit pretty high. So kind of not really the greatest there. It took either using an engine hoist or another guy to do it, but it was constantly getting clogged. The little bend where it went up into the debris loader, it used to get clogged there to where you had to get the hose and just whack it until it finally cleared up. So it just wind up taking jobs a lot longer to get it done, which of course I didn't like. If you guys want to watch a couple of videos about this as well, I have done 2 videos. But sadly, you're not gonna see much more because this thing is up for sale. Just because there's no point of using it. We need something that's a little bit more powerful. But other than that, we have to get this the worst product of 2019. All right, guys, that is it for the best and worst products of 2019. I am curious to see what 2020 brings, but I think so far this year, we're gonna be making out pretty good with it. If you guys want some stickers, I finally got some stickers made. I got my Ambro landscaping stickers, and I also got my Hit Red Media, which is my media company that I started. If you guys would like some of these, go ahead and send me an email, which I will leave down below, and I will be sending you guys some stickers, whoever emails me. Again, if you guys want to watch any of the reviews that I've done on the products that I talked about in this video, I will leave them up here in the top right-hand corner or also down in the description box. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time on Ambro's Landscaping. We're done.